So Steve Swart, Member of Parliament. Are you the longest serving?
One of the longest serving members. I'm the longest serving member in the Finance Committee and Justice Committees.
But I think you're just behind Guan and Müller.
Not quite. I was here from 99. So there are a number of, our leader, Kenneth Meshwe, was here from 94. So there are a couple of us that are slightly longer serving. And he served in pre-94 as well. So, yes.
So I think this took us all by surprise, except the people, apparently they're part of the government of national unity. What do you think? What does ACDP think about this?
Well, we find it very regrettable that it took place today, but given the fact that we were already ready to hear the budget speech, we'd been part of the lockup, we were aware of some of the contentious issues, such as the 2% VAT increase. But when we were called as whips to have a discussion, we supported the decision to postpone, because we really, as a constructive centrist opposition party, want the GNU to succeed. We will exercise oversight, but we don't want to just break down. And we did insist in that meeting that there must be a specific time frame, because I'm fully cognizant of the pressures on the various committees to finalize the budget votes and finalize the budget by June. So you can't just leave it open-ended. And so we insisted that there must be a specific deadline time given. We do believe that it is a very interesting development, and it's not necessarily negative. The fact that it was postponed today is regrettable, but the debate in Cabinet, I think, is very healthy. This is the first budget that is presented by the Government of National Unity, and there are 10 parties there, and it will be not easy to reach consensus, but for once, this isn't just a rubber stamping of an ANC budget with very contentious issues in it. And so we really pleaded for calmness as leaders. Having been around a long time, we don't want the markets to respond negatively, which they probably will in any case. But we are on track as Parliament. Parliament's exercising its oversight. It might be delayed slightly, but we will continue to exercise our oversight. And we trust that there will be robust debates within Cabinet to reach consensus on a budget that assists all South Africans, and we look forward to that process.
I've spoken to a few members of the GNU now, and I've asked them, does Donald Trump have anything to do with it? They all say no. I have a suspicion that's not 100% the situation. What do you think? I'm not...
Well, I maybe not this issue today, but that has a severe impact on economic growth projections.
Yeah, the pressure, what I mean. Without that pressure, perhaps this wouldn't have happened.
I think the whole issue relates to the economic growth figures coming in so low. 0.8% for now, and then an average of 1.8%. That is nowhere near what is necessary, 3 to 5%. And we know, with the pressure from the Trump administration, those projections are going to be questioned. I was going to question the projections for the next 3 years. How can you make those projections of revenue and expenditure when there's a very strong possibility of a trade war, with the Reserve Bank already penciling in 10% trade universally, and we could have a more severe trade impact if AGOA is not extended. And that will have an impact on our agricultural sector, on our automotive export sector, and of course our manufacturing sector. So we do believe that it will have an impact. Whether it had an impact on issues for today, I'm not so sure that the GNU members can speak about, but it is impacting the whole geopolitical landscape. And when I went through the documentation, I didn't see much reference to that. And I was going to raise that. We would have met with the Minister of Finance tomorrow for a full briefing. And I was going to raise that. How realistic are your projections on growth and on income and on expenditure, given the fact that there is a crisis developing with one of our main markets internationally? So I think it's going to have an impact, and it's got to be managed diplomatically. And let's just take a step back and say, hello, we're the small fry in this issue. We need to resolve this diplomatically, and we need to look at alternative markets as well.
As the ACDP, what do you advise to international community? I'm sure you probably speak to Americans, Europeans.
Yes,
I think
yes.
Rob Airsoft has literally said, everyone in the GNU should just be placed on I think it's a terrorist watch list. Or what do you say to the international community?
No, I think what the international community doesn't understand is that there's a massive shift in the political landscape in South Africa. You've got a government of national unity of major parties that have always played a role in opposition. And it's quite exciting for me to see all my friends that have been around for years sitting in cabinet positions now and really making a difference.
Yeah, earning more money.
earning more money, but also changing the economy. You've seen home affairs, you've seen agriculture, you've seen some remarkable turnarounds taking place. And this is what we really want to see more and more taking place. And we've seen an ideological shift of the private sector coming on board. 10 years ago, that would have been unheard of. And I think those are very positive.
Why didn't you join the GNU then?
Well, there's a need as well for constructive centrist opposition. There's a vacuum now of those parties, those MPs that are experienced to hold that government of national unity accountable. Had our numbers been needed, it might have been different. Our numbers were not needed, and we believe that we can play that constructive, not a break-in opposition, constructive opposition with a number of parties that are centristly situated and that we can help build but exercise oversight over those very GNU ministers that previously were in the opposition.
Going forward, I know there's a next election, local election 2026. Do you think the ACDP will capture a lot of these votes who are disillusioned with the GNU?
It's massive potential. There's huge potential. Because we are constructive, we are building, and we offer an alternative. We offer basic principles of honesty and integrity, and of course, stewardship of state resources. Just think if we had stewardship of state resources, we wouldn't have had the hundreds of billions of rands stolen. Servant leadership. I drive around in an old car. I don't have blue light brigades or anything. I never would have. We don't need that. And I think if you offer that genuineness, and we've got a wonderful leader in Reverend Kenneth Mesher, we've got many years of experience, and we really do play a pivotal role here in Parliament, and we know to fight above our weight for what we believe in.
Awesome. Anything else you want to leave our viewers with going forward?
Well, just as I pleaded with the public now, when I addressed the meetings in Parliament, that we just need calm heads now. We need to understand this process is unfolding. It's regrettable that the postponed budget speech took place today, but it's also, there's a positive side to allow robust engagement within the Government of National Unity to address very contentious issues like the possible VAT increase and to reach consensus that is to the benefit of all South Africans. So I really plead that we just calm down, that the markets calm down. We as Parliament will do our work. I'm a member of the Standing Committee of Finance. We will do our work when it comes back, and we trust that it won't be beyond 2 weeks when it's then presented, and that there is a unified position from the Government of National Unity that we as Parliament can engage with.
Awesome. Baie dankie, Steve.
Baie dankie, waardeer, né? Thanks.